Hello everyone, today I would like to introduce the work of the Japanese novelist Osamu Dazai, The Setting Sun. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Have fun. Let's get started. Dazai Osamu was a Japanese novelist and one of the leading literary figures of the early 1990s. His works are popular with many readers for their unique sense of humor, pathos, and self-destructive themes. Dazai's writing is characterized by a style that mixes humor and wit, even though his themes are often ones of anguish, loneliness, and self-loathing. He was also known for his turbulent personal life, and he repeatedly attempted suicide, eventually committing double suicide with his mistress in 1948 at the Tamagawa Josui Canal. His dramatic life and deep exploration of humanity continue to inspire many people today. The main character, Kazuko, once lived a glamorous life as a noblewoman. She and her family rapidly decline amid the changes of the post-war era. Her mother is a refined and noble woman, but she is suffering from an illness and gradually becoming weaker. On the other hand, his younger brother, Naharu, has a literary talent but leads a self-indulgent life, becoming addicted to alcohol and drugs. In the story, Kazuko looks back on her past relationships and marriage, and finds hope in love again. Through her relationship with the writer Yuro Uehara, whom she once had feelings for, she decides to have a new life. Kazuko experiences the tragic events of the death of her mother and brother, but overcomes them and seeks a new way of life. In the end, Kazuko is freed from the norms of society and past values, and she decides to live a strong life, even if it is poor, while raising her child. This image of her symbolizes the image of a woman trying to adapt to a new era. Kazuko was born and raised in a wealthy aristocratic family before the war, but she lost her fortune due to her father's death and the war, and she had to give up her mansion in Tokyo and move to a villa in Iza. Kazuko plays a central role in the household. She is troubled about her own identity in a time of social chaos brought about by war and the collapse of aristocratic values. Her mother is a noble and graceful woman, but she is suffering from an illness and spends her days reminiscing about the glory of the past.
Mother, you seem to be feeling a little better today.
Yes, but when I think back to those days, my heart aches. Tokyo was beautiful back then.
That's right. But we can't go back to those days, can we?
I guess so. Maybe families like ours are already out of date.
While her mother's health deteriorates day by day, her younger brother Naharu, despite having a talent for literature, leads a self-indulgent life, and the tension in the family grows. Naharu is addicted to alcohol and drugs, and spends his days aimlessly. He turns his back on his family and society, mocking himself as a declining family who is unable to adapt to the times. Kazuko tries to support her brother, but she is unable to save him from his inner darkness.
Naharu, if you keep drinking alcohol, you will ruin your health.
Big sister, I am finished. How can someone like me survive in this day and age?
Please don't say that. Let's think about it together.
I am part of the declining family. Like the sun setting, we have no choice but to fade away.
Naharu clings to the glory of the past, but he cannot bear the gap between that and reality, and he drowns himself in alcohol and drugs. As the collapse of the family progresses, before his eyes, Kazuko worries. How can I support my brother? Azuko visits Tokyo and is reunited with the writer, Jiro Uehara, who she once admired. He had become desperate in the chaos of the post-war period, and was living a dissolute life despite having a wife. Nevertheless, Kazuko is attracted to him, and gradually her doubts about her own way of life deepen.
It's been a while, Uehara-san. I remember being moved when I read your novel, a long time ago.
Thank you, but I am not the same person I was back then. I have experienced war, and I have changed completely.
Even so, I like your work.
Although Uehara takes an ambiguous attitude towards Kazuko, there is a sense of mutual attraction between them. However, when Uehara reveals that he has a wife, Kazuko's heart is shaken. Through her feelings for Uehara, Kazuko thinks about the true nature of love for the first time. She wishes to be freed from the aristocratic culture and sense of ethics that have bound her up until now, and tries to carve out a new life for herself. On the other hand, the family's collapse is inevitable. Naharu becomes addicted to alcohol and drugs, and his mental state deteriorates. His mother falls ill, and the family's financial situation worsens further. Her mother's condition deteriorated, and the time of her death approached.
Kazuko, do not worry about me. You live your life.
Mother, I could not do anything.
That's not true. You make me proud.
Azuko is overcome with grief after her mother dies of illness. Amidst this, the death of her mother leads Kazuko to abandon her last remaining pride as a noblewoman and make the decision to face reality. On the other hand, Naharu became more and more desperate after his mother's death, and eventually took his own life. His suicide note read as follows.
I cannot live any longer. I am sorry, sister. We are a declining family. We are a throwaway existence in this age.
Naharu, why do you think there is no future for us?
His death is an event that prompts a new awakening in Kazuko, as well as a deep sadness. Azuko has lost everything, but she decides to have a new life with Uehara. The father of the child is Uehara, but her relationship with him has already ended. Nevertheless, by carrying a new life within her, she affirms her own life and strengthens her resolve to start a new life. Azuko breaks free from the conventions of the past and the bonds of her family, and finds new hope in becoming a mother.
I want to give birth to your child.
Can you be happy saying that?
I don't know if I am happy or not. But I think my mission is to nurture new life.
If that is what you have decided, I cannot say anything.
Azuko shakes off the shackles of society's values and the past and tries to carve out a new era with her own strength.